a little louder. Now, the music is too loud. All right, we'll see if we can turn that down just a smidgen. Not so much I can do while I'm out here right now. But can you guys all tell me who this animal is? A sloth, that's right. This is Chewy, our two-toed sloth. As you can see, she's very similar to the animated sloth Sid from the movie Ice Age. Now, two-toed sloths are herbivores, meaning they eat a diet that consists entirely of vegetation. Sloths actually have a very hard skeleton, and that protects their bodies if they happen to fall out of trees, which unfortunately can happen pretty often. Now, sloths are in the same family as anteaters and armadillos, which is known as the toothless family, even though sloths do in fact have teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Chewy! Alright, and now coming down the center staircase, please, everyone welcome our white-nosed coati, Maya! Now, white-nosed coatis can be found in Arizona all the way down to Argentina, and they are the cousins of raccoons. As a matter of fact, they are the only member of the raccoon family that are active during the day. Now, coatis are omnivores, which means they eat a variety of things, such as rodents, eggs, tarantulas, and even scorpions. Now, that long flexible snout is used to root around in the ground for insects. Now, female coatis, like Maya, would live out in large groups called bands out in the wild, which consist entirely of females and their young. Now, male coatis, on the other hand, live completely solitary lives. In fact, there's a Brazilian term, coatimundi, which means lone coati, which is, of course, referring to the males. Everyone, give it up one more time for Maya! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the littlest member of our wildlife family. Entering on the right-hand side, this is Luke, the squirrel monkey. Now, Luke, as I said, is our resident squirrel monkey here at Wildlife Theater. Squirrel monkeys can get a whopping 2 whole pounds. But Luke here weighs at around 1.5 pounds, so he's a pretty little guy. Now, as he makes his way throughout the front, you'll probably hear him chatting to you guys. Squirrel monkeys actually make a variety of vocalizations. You can actually make over 25 different calls, and they can be either happy or hungry calls, or could even be saying threatening vocalizations. Now you can see that very long tail. That tail, unlike most monkeys, is not prehensile, meaning to grasp or hold, but he actually will use it to help him balance as he's jumping from branch to branch. Now, squirrel monkeys can actually leap from 12 to 14 feet, which is how they got their name of squirrel monkey. Give it up one more time for Luke, ladies and gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for all of you. Joining us is the newest member of our wildlife family. Everyone, please welcome to the stage, Sugar Bowl. Now, Sugar Bowl is our 1-year-old Bobcat, and this is her first season doing shows. So she is brand new to this, and so we have 2 trainers out here with her, so we can get her used to having an announcer, music, and a wonderful audience such as yourselves. And there is something that she's to look at, so she's technically checking out her environment a lot of the times. Now, Sugar actually has a very unique story. Okay, see if I can get to a good spot for her. Alright, she does have a very unique story. She was actually orphaned at around 6 months of age up in Tahoe and was taken to a rehab facility up there where she was being raised to be released back into the wild. Unfortunately, upon being released, it was discovered that she was too friendly, even known to crawl into the laps of nearby campers. And so she was then deemed non-releasable, where she is joined us here at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom as a wonderful ambassador to her species. Give it up one more time for Sugar Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. And now our next animal that will be joining us here today is proof that dog is not man's only best friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Diana Cat. Now Diana is the only cat made of Velcro. Okay, so that's not the reason she's very popular, because of course she is not made of Velcro, but she is popular here at Discovery Kingdom because not many people are used to seeing a trained house cat. Now we train Diana Cat, as well as our other animals here at Discovery Kingdom, using a method known as operant conditioning. Simply put, the animal does something that we like, we give them something that they like. This is what we call positive reinforcement. And there she goes, she does her Velcro cutie behavior, and then she gets a treat. Now Diana Cat is 4 years old and was actually rescued as a stray before she was brought here to 6'5" Discovery Kingdom. And now that you've given us a wonderful hello, Diana, think you can give us a nice wave goodbye? Oh, good job. Everyone, give it up one more time for Diana Cat. Now, for this part of the show, I'm going to need the help of a really brave volunteer. Really brave. All right, we'll go with you in that SW shirt. That would be you? Yeah, come on out. All right. Come over here, you can use the stairs. Alright, now tell me, what's your name? Trinity? Alright, Trinity, you said you're brave, right? Alright, can you stand on this side of me for you? Good. There you go, standing on the right side. Alright, and you said you're brave. So we're going to test your sense of touch. We're going to have you put on this blindfold, and we're going to totally cover your eyes, and we'll see if you can guess an animal just by petting it. Alright, see anything? No? Awesome. Alright, here comes our animal. I'm going to move you over here. And look at your arm. Touch the animal. It feels like a cat? Alright, now are you sure about that? Is that your final answer? Yes? Alright. Well, why don't you turn on that blindfold and see if you're right? Okay, you're right. We did play a trick on you. Would you like to see what alley-oop actually feels like? Good job. Alright, here, I'll take that blindfold from you. And in exchange, I'll give you some porcupine quills. Porcupine quills? Okay, you can go ahead and have a seat. Now, porcupine quills are simply modified hairs. And we simply pick them up off the ground because they do shed them. And we give them out to lucky volunteers such as yourself. Everyone give it up for Trinity. Excellent job. Now this is alligator. Alligator is our American alligator. These animals can be found in the southeastern United States. Now, Allie may look pretty small, but if you head out to alligator aisle, you can see just how big they can get. American alligators can actually reach a length of 12 to 15 feet. Now, alligators do continue growing for the next about 50 years of their lives. So Allie, since she's only 7, has plenty of growing room left to do. Now, Allie is a reptile, meaning that she's ectothermic. And that means that she regulates her body temperature using the heat from her environment. Let's give it up one more time for Allie. And now this next animal joining us here today is one that you've probably seen around your neighborhood, or at least smelled. It's our 3-year-old striped skunk, Jax. Now, striped skunks are the largest of 5 species of skunk that can be found in North America. They have a very well-known defense mechanism. They will stamp their feet, raise that striped tail, and spray a musk odor of up to 15 feet. Now, who wants to volunteer for this next demonstration? Oh, none of you! I promise! Nope, all of your parents will hate me if I let you try that. Now, skunks actually have terrible eyesight, but they do have a very keen sense of smell. And so that's actually how they tend to find most of their food that they're looking for. Speaking of smell, see you later, skunks. Everyone, give it up one more time for Jack and Ace. And now, making his way onto the stage is the fastest and prickliest member of our wildlife family. He's so fast that if you blink, you just might miss him. It's Quilson, the North American porcupine! Oh, okay, so he's not fast in any way, shape, or form, but he sure is cute, isn't he? Why don't you come on down front and center here, Quilson? Now, as I said, Quilson is a North American porcupine, and they're the second largest rodent that can be found here in North America, coming in directly behind the beaver. And he is absolutely adorable, isn't he? And now you can also see how Quilson is covered in 30,000 sharp quills that he then uses to charm everybody that he happens to meet. And also, because he's covered in all of those quills, he doesn't need to move very quickly. He's a rodent, so he's getting very interested in his surroundings. So sometimes that means that he's rather focused on what's going on in his environment, rather than do what his trainers are asking him to do. So sometimes trainers will have to help him make suggestions about where he's supposed to go. Alright, how close to look-see. Can you give us a lovely wave hello now that everyone can see you? Oh, what a good boy. So as I said, he is covered in 30,000 sharp quills, and those quills are actually modified hairs that are loosely attached to the porcupine and will stick to anything that the porcupine comes in contact with. And now those quills are, as I said, loosely modified hairs, and they actually cannot be sprayed or shot, as many people often believe. Now those quills have a barbed tip, which makes going into the skin very easy, but very difficult to pull out. And actually those quills are also designed that every time your muscles contract, the quill is pulled deeper and deeper into your body until it pierces a vital organ. I know. That's their definite defense mechanism though. And those of you in the front row can probably get a good look like Wilson's bright orange teeth. No, it's not because it doesn't brush. It's simply because since he's a rodent, he has no enamel on his teeth, which means that over the years, he gets that orangish coloration. And he's 7 years old. And so, oh, be sure not to reach out to him. Thank you guys. Even though he's trying to come say hi to you, you don't need to say hi to him. But he's 7 years old, so he has plenty of time. He's had plenty of time to take on that lovely sunset hue. And as Quilton slowly makes his way up the stairs, we ask you don't reach out to him, but give it up for Quilton. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to catch some air? Yeah, awesome. Well, joining us here on stage, this is our African serval trooper. And now if you got those painters, get them ready, set, and focus to the center of the stage. Because in just a moment, Trooper, he will be heading for the sky. Now he is a cat, and so of course he's very interested in his environment, and also occasionally likes to build up the anticipation to make sure that all eyes are watching him. Now as I've mentioned before, we do use a method known as operant conditioning to train our animals. So we do not force our animals to do anything that they do not want to do. We can simply ask. And so we are going to but ask this behavior a couple of times to give Trooper a chance to do this behavior successfully. There you go! Give it up for Trooper! Alright. Naturally found in the grasslands and wetlands of Africa, African servals are actually able to jump 6 feet straight up into the air. This enables them to catch birds directly out of the sky. And as you saw earlier, he's really able to jump pretty high. And now African servals are also the only cat in the world that have both stripes and spots. Oh, there he goes again. Those spots in the back of his ears are actually designed to look like eyes when seen from behind. And those ears are incredibly large, which can enable him to be able to hear prey from far away, even if that prey is burrowed underground. Now, even though our animals do look very cute and cuddly, they are not tame, they are not domesticated, they are all wild animals with a couple of exceptions. Speaking of which, how are we going to top Trooper, you ask? By bringing out the next cat, of course. His name means serval in Swahili. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mondo! Okay, so he does look like an ordinary house cat, but he does have an extraordinary story. Mondo was actually rescued as a kitten here in Fairfield, California. And Six Flags acquired him when he was just 1 year old. Now Six Flags would like to remind you to always check your local animal shelters first when looking for a furry companion. Now, believe it or not, Mondo was actually bigger than Trooper when they were first introduced to one another. They were raised together, and they lived together full time. And the trainers will often find them curled up together in their den box or lounging out together in the sun. All right, let's give it up one more time for Trooper and Mondo! Thank you so much for joining us here at Wildlife Theater. At the top of the stadium, we'll be selling animal artwork painted by many of the animals that you saw on stage today. Now, if you have any questions about the animals that you've seen in our show, or if you'd like to pet one, feel free to come on down and our trainers will be happy to answer your questions. Once again, enjoy the rest of your adventures here at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. So long, everyone!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Lee, Chief Explorer for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. We hope you enjoy this show. Please check around your seat for our personal belongings, and please note, we have trash receptacles located throughout the stadium. And please, take a brief moment to deposit your recyclables in the nearest recycling container. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your adventure here at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.